Roy is now on with you.
Roy, do you want to unmute and test your audio and video?
All set.
Sounds good. We're just waiting on Chief Wright. Is he still working on logging in?
I have no notification from him.
I just spoke with him. He's trying to get in now.
It looks like he just came online. Chief Wright, do you want to test your audio and video before we get started?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and get the meeting started. This is the Jefferson Township Board of Trustees work session. Today is Tuesday, March the 2nd, 2021, time 6:09 p.m. We have James McGuire present. We've got Michael McLaughlin, trustee, present. We've got user 100-34312 on, it looks like on the phone. We have Tracy Edwards present. We have Assistant Chief Wilcox present. We have Bruce and Linda present. Bruce and Linda Raleigh. We have Mr. Mann present and Chief Wright. At this time, let's go ahead and have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to have a moment of silence to honor our military, firefighters, sheriff deputies, and road workers as they serve our community here and abroad. Thank you. Ms. Edwards, can you do roll call, please?
Trustee McLaughlin.
Present.
Trustee McGuire.
Present.
Trustee Mann.
Present.
Okay, at this time, get started under old business. I believe the agenda for tonight was supposed to be about the budget. Trustees, is that what you understood? Is that a thumbs up from you, Mike?
Yes, that's what I understood.
Yeah, finally. Not bad. Turn it down a little bit. Can you turn it down a little bit?
No,
Okay.
just turn it off. And if you get cold, just back mode. Pour it for the one.
Which one?
It's talking.
Would anybody like to get the discussion started regarding budget?
Were we given any paperwork for the budget?
We'll take a look at the packets and see if we have anything. I don't see any financials in the packet. Okay, looks like we don't have any budget discussion. Any other old business? Okay, moving on to new business. Any new business, trustees? Going once?
We're gonna make a date, well, just back up, we're gonna make a date for, and get the paperwork out for the budget. We need to discuss the budget. We wanna put that in the work, do we wanna put that in the work session for the next meeting? And make an effort to have the paperwork in the packets, because it's getting close to the end of the time to do that.
The deadline's April the 1st, so either that meeting or we've got to set aside another meeting for that. I don't think an hour is going to be enough. Unless we dedicate the work session and the regular meeting purely to budget. Make that basically the heart of the discussion. Trustees, do you want to do that? Or we have to schedule a off-cycle meeting?
I'm good with that. Let's do it the next meeting.
I'll vote for that.
Okay, so it's going to have to be, I think we're going to need more than an hour.
Yeah.
So I say have the agendas. We'll basically strip the agenda down to budget discussions. Unless something real urgent comes up, I think that should be the priority. Everybody in agreement on that?
Yes, and let's don't wait till the day of the meeting to get the agendas and all this stuff out. Let's try to get that packet out, pretty much far enough in advance so we can look at it and decide what we want to talk about for the budget. Getting it an hour or two before the meeting isn't good.
Well, these packets went out on Friday, and that's been the standard that we've been working off of. So, any other, okay, so we've got the budget discussion scheduled for the next work session and regular meeting. New business, back to that. Any new business for the work session?
Where do we stand with our grant writer? Do we still have him?
That's an issue I think we need to talk about later. Not in an open meeting.
Okay.
From what I understand,
Good.
go ahead.
I was going to change the subject, so if you're going to talk about that, go ahead.
The only thing that I'm not aware of much with the grant writer other than what I saw in email. To my understanding, there's a lot of fact finding going on right now, and we shouldn't be discussing it in an open forum.
Okay, and what about meeting minutes? We have the auditors in town, and of course, they're looking for the minutes for 2020. And they're out there, but they're not official. What do we stand on making the minutes official? And I see in tonight's meeting, there's no minutes for last meeting's minutes, but I did pass the minutes for most of the meeting minutes for 2021 have been transcribed, and I sent them to the fiscal officer. Who do I need? Do I need to send them to Adrian? How do we need to? What kind of process? What standard operating procedure do we want to set up once we have the minutes transcribed, so we have them on the agenda?
The only thing that I have to add at this discussion is I spoke with the lady that did our minutes in the past, Darlene. That legal transcriptionist that we've used for a few of our meetings. I'm not comfortable with the Zoom minutes because we don't know the integrity of it. What I'm proposing to solve that issue is the legal transcriptionist. They said that they could review the Zoom minutes for accuracy at approximately $1.50 per page. And then they said it would go a lot quicker. Obviously, it's a lot cheaper because we were paying $3 a page. But if everything checks out, that would be something that helps your cause, Mr. McLaughlin, for pushing the Zoom minutes. But I'm not comfortable moving forward with the whole year worth of minutes as they stand right now. Now, after having a second check on it, if everything's in order, then I'm going to be more warm to the idea of try the automated process for a year and doing that. So that's basically what I've done working on the minutes up to this point.
Okay, well, we got to do something, and I still think we ought to do what we did. If I can get a second vote, we need to go back to do what everybody else in the state of Ohio does. I know Mr. Wolf said that Clay Township did it, but they don't, and do it word for word. Nobody does it word for word, except for a situation where you have a legal situation or something's going on, you have it word for word. Everybody else does a short time version, an outline of it. And I think we need to go back to doing that. If I get Mr. Mann to agree to that and second that, I'll make a resolution up that we do that.
Okay, we can't vote in this meeting.
Not asking for a vote. I'm not asking for a vote. Just throwing that out there. I'll bring it up again in the regular meeting. We can't vote on it. There's no resolution, but we did decide early last year to go to the outline, the short version of the meeting minutes. It was agreed on. I missed a meeting, and of course, it was pushed through to do it word by word.
We've been doing word for word minutes for quite a while, so I don't know what's the resolution, Mr. McLaughlin?
I don't want to have one written yet, but I did the background on the word for word, and no, we have not been doing word for word for a long period of time. And Nathaniel never did, in the resolution that you said to do that, as I put out the email out, you referenced that legal stated that we should do it word for word. I sent an email out, asked Nathaniel that, and he admitted he never said that.
Well, we've got more than one attorney representing us, and they're telling us we need word for word minutes, especially with the issue McLaughlin versus Jefferson Township.
And the idea of having more than one legal representation, the legal that you keep using that keeps paying costs and taxpayers' dollars, their contract was over June 6th, 2020. They are out without a contract, and there again, we do many things without a contract, and why are we operating and doing legal things outside of the realm of what we're supposed to be doing?
Well, most of our lawyers are retained through OTARMA at this point, Mr. McLaughlin. So we're not under open billing as you describe it. So that's a little bit of a stretch of the truth.
Okay, well, I don't have the number in front of me, but I can get on UAN and see what we paid the outside lawyer for 2020 and give you an amount. It's not pennies, it's thousands of dollars.
Mike, if you're talking, you're on mute.
There we go, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, the outside, I can get on UAN and look at the total bill we paid outside legal last year, and it's not pennies, it's thousands of dollars. That, we paid the legal service when the contract was over June 6th.
Again, we're under the umbrella of OTARMA with our cases right now, so that's not as much of an issue as you're playing it up to be.
Last meeting, Jim, or the meeting before, you said that we were running out of funds with OTARMA, and now we're under the umbrella still?
I guess to clarify that, we have run up a $30,000 bill on our issue with McLaughlin versus Jefferson Township. So we're $20,000 away from this becoming a general fund expense.
Don't you have more than one case under the insurance payment for legal fees?
There's another issue with Sturdick Dowd, but I don't have the numbers on that. I haven't seen a statement, but I was with the attorneys last week with the McLaughlin versus Jefferson Township issue, and I got a statement of where we're at on that there. So I don't have that information. Any other new business or old business, trustees?
How are we on salt deliveries? We'll probably have snow season, but we got any salt coming in?
Mr. Wolf, do you want to comment on that?
Yes, we have two orders through, coming from Cardinal. One is right now at 35 days late, and the second one is at 16 days late. So we're waiting on those two loads to come, and there's nothing else we can do about it.
Any other business, trustees?
Not me.
Mr. Mann,
No, I don't have anything.
move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
We're adjourned at 6:28.